Okay, so we have some market analysis showing the FibGrid, and I drew in these Fibonacci extensions last night, a little after 5 a.m. Eastern Time, which was late evening my time. So here I just added the extensions. Next you'll see the chart at the end of the day. Okay, here's the same chart, and you can see how this ended up here. It made it to the 100% easily, and now it's not far from the 123% level. And so this is just a way of forecasting where the market is headed and give you an idea of support and resistance this way. And certainly it's making those numbers. So the 100% level was 73.85. So this is the daily FibGrid, just the regular session. So you can see the gap down here, and you can see that that 73.85 level is right about the 50% of the daily range on the FibGrid is 73.81. So that's kind of in line with this first level of support. You can see a little bit of overshoot here, actually almost to the 75, but for all practical purposes, this 50% retracement was pretty good support here in the morning, and then here, and then here, and then towards the end of the day, it dallied around here for quite a while, and then finally breakaway and went to the 100. So the idea or notion of using the FibGrid as your zones, very valid concept. Same on the upside, almost to the 50% here, and it failed. And so what did it do? In Trader Jim's method, it went back to the previous zone, and each zone that it failed, it went to a lower zone. So found support here. This first bar went to the open, rallied up to 100% of the range, then back down to the 50, and you can see actually back down to the open, but the 50 provided resistance at this port on these bars here, and then down to the 23, up to the open of the day, down to the 50 again, and then finally caving in down to the 100% of the daily range. Okay, so this is the weekly FibGrid on a 30-minute chart. So this is yesterday, and then this is the beginning of the overnight session. Notice the weekly open clearly was resistance here, and then first drop and first area of support is the 50% of the weekly range right here, and that failed, and it dropped almost to the 150. Just blew right through the 100, right within 60 minutes, actually right down to the 200% level, to the tick right here on this bar, to the tick. And then that provided support, and it came back up to the 150, which provided resistance for all these bars here. You can see all the volume here between 150% and 200%. When I talk about these levels, 100% is 100% of the weekly range. So however many ticks that is, it's actually 100% would be 1,700 ticks is 100% of the weekly range, and that you can see that here on the FibGrid. It's where we first started turning gold. So at the open of the regular session, you can see that the 200% provided resistance, and then the 300% extension of the daily range, in other words 3 times the daily range, was this level here, 73.54. This provided support, and so the market traded between 200% and 300% of the range until it finally gave way in the last half hour of trading. So this goes to show that the FibGrid can be a very valuable tool in evaluating support and resistance and having a roadmap for where the market is headed, where the market will find support and resistance.